Hi everybody, welcome back to my latest tutorial, which is this beautiful mini album using the collection Boulevard from Bo Bunny, and I just love this collection. It is so pretty. Last time we decorated this cover and the back and side, and I've done a couple of things since I saw you last, which I'll show you. And I have also started sorting out what we're going to do for embellishments. And what I've done, you can sort of see this mess on my work surface, is I had the pack of ephemera and I dumped that out and sorted it out so that I have all my flowers here, little tags here. Just, it probably looks like it's not organized, but it is. Here's some little tabs, and over here I had things like this that are I guess cards you would call them, and I also have cut apart sheet and put that here in this pile as well. Okay, and then this little piece is from the sticker sheet, the sticker collection, which is here, so you will need that if you want yours to look just like mine, and I will talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So I do want to show you the things that I've done since the last video so that you can see. Now, we had these little red stripes on the front cover, but not the side and back, and I didn't like the way that looked. So you will need to add those if you want yours to look like mine. I went ahead and just added 1/4 inch by 6 inches top and bottom of the red, and 1/4 inch by 2 inches top and bottom here. And I think it looks nicer. And then on the inside, I've got just a few things placed. So we have, these are just a couple of cut aparts that I tucked up in here. But the main thing, and you can see I've got some things that we're going to do that I did, was I matted these, which we hadn't done yet. So this is one of the cut aparts that I just cut down to size to fit. This was one of the pieces from the ephemera collection that I also cut down to fit. And then on the inside, I put just the icicles cardstock that we've been using. But what I did do is, if you remember, that goes there, and this one goes here. And I was having a little trouble with these two pages sticking together a little bit, and they still do, but not too much because of those magnets. It's not too bad right now. And the reason for that is what I did is, before I laid down this mat and this mat, is I just took, I'll show you. I took a scrap of cardstock. Let's just use this. Okay. And I just tore, you can see this edge is torn. I tore a piece about like so, and I tore both edges so they weren't straight. I just made sort of a really rough tear. And I put it, now the magnet is on the back side, but on the front side, I laid this. And the reason I tore it is I didn't want this straight bumpy edge. So I tore all 4 sides, and I laid it this side on top of the magnet, and then I put the mat, and that way I have that extra layer between. So I've got like 2 layers, the torn, I've got the base layer, the torn layer, and then the card. So there's 3 layers between the magnet and the front, and so they're not as sticky on this side. They will stick together, but not too much. And that's just because I wasn't careful enough to make sure that I had polar opposite magnets here. If you have that, you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, so I did that. And I think that was the only thing I did other than go through and choose some things to lay down. There may be 1 or 2, but I'll show them as we go along. And I did cut my side pocket inserts, which are, I believe, 5 1/4 by 5 3/8. So that's what those are. There's so many layers here, making sure I get them in the right place. We're going to decorate those, but I got them cut and just tucked them in there, so I already had them. And you can see I've got little things just lying around that I intend to use. Okay, and then let's talk a little bit about this piece. I'm going to put this piece right here, and I may add some other little flowers and things. I just haven't decided. I quite like the very simple look of it though. But anyway, so let me show you this. This is a sticker from the collection that I showed you a minute ago. The blue cardstock that it's on is 2 inches by 5 1/4, and it's just glued on there. And then on the back, you don't need to do this, but so that's 1 7/8 by 5 1/8 piece of the icicles, because originally I was just going to use this as something I was going to tuck in the book, but then I really liked the way it looked, so I'm just going to put it right there, give or take. A little further over, I think. So I really like that, so I'm just going to set that aside for now. We'll glue it on in a bit. All right, so let's start at the front and kind of work our way through. I just want to ink these, and I'm just tucking these in. Now you could put these on a mat of the cardstock if you wanted to. I don't really want to. I kind of want them to blend in a little bit. But if you think you're going to put pictures on the back of these, then you might want to go ahead and mat these, or use them as mats, I should say, on some cardstock. Okay, and then in here I did do a couple things I forgot. So if you open these up, I just took one of the pieces from the ephemera collection and just glued one end of it, so you can still tuck a little thing in there, and I might even tuck that in there because it looks cute. And then on this side I did the same with another, but this is from the chipboards, and I did the same thing, just glued one side of it. Why don't we tuck that in there, because that looks nice, and we should ink these. And again, you could mat these kind of in the interest of trying to save time so that this video is not 11 parts long. Could put another one in there if we wanted. I didn't for most of these. I'm just putting them in as is. All right, so that goes like that. And then this opens like this. This one's a little tight in here, but it'll open fine this way. And I'm just leaving this as is. It's very decorative. I don't think it needs anything, and you can add your photos. So let's go ahead and tie this. All right. And I will have to come back and trim these a little bit. And we need to do our side pocket inserts. We'll do that in a minute. I'm just doing an initial sort of flip through here. All right, so as you can see in here, I have this set aside to do. I have a couple of graphic 45 tags, and then this, let me tuck those back in there, we're gonna mat those, is a piece of the ephemera that was really big, much too big for my book. So I just put it on a piece of the cardstock, cut around it. It was already shaped like this, and then folded it in half, just like that, just to make a little fancy little booklet. And I may go ahead and put a couple of grommets in here and some seam binding, just to decorate it up a little bit. And I just tucked some of the cut aparts in the belly band, so I'm going to go ahead and ink those. And again, I may come back and mat some of these, and you'll see it in the finished flip through, but just in the interest of saving time, like I said in the video, I'm just going to tuck them in here as is for now. I really shouldn't be inking over the book because I think this pad is shedding a little bit. there's that. And I don't think I put anything at all in here. I know I didn't. So there's nothing in here to see other than, oh wait, there is, I lie. Hang on. I had pulled this little fleur-de-lis out and thought I might put it in here as a tuck. And then we have a couple little things we could maybe tuck in it. But I haven't really decided because it's a good place for a photo. Although if I leave this as a tuck, you could still put a photo there. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to ink this. This is from the ephemera collection. And this is very intricately cut, so it's a little tricky to ink it. I'm just going to do the best I can with it and not worry about it. And let's see. I'm trying to decide how I want to glue this down. And I think I may just glue just this little bit here and leave the rest of the whole thing loose. Just like that. All right. And then I kind of liked the way this looked, so let me go ahead and cut this out. And I'm trying to decide if I want to back that or just put it in as is. I think I'll back it. We'll put a grommet and a little seam binding. So let me move that up. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put this piece down. Hang on. Let's do that, and then we'll make our little bookmark. So what this is, one of the stickers. I just put it on some cardstock and cut around it, and I'm just going to put it right along the top edge of this pocket. Okay, hopefully you could see that. And the little tab on this sticker is going to stick up above the edge of the pocket, so I'm not putting any glue there. See there? And then we're just going to put it, and I'm going to pull these out so the pocket's flat. And hang on. Very close to the top edge of the pocket, almost right up against the top edge of the pocket. That looks nice. Okay, let's put these back in here. All right, there we go. Okay, now let's go ahead, put that up there. I'm wondering if I want to... No, I'm not going to leave any of the navy showing. I'm just going to put it right up against the edge. Okay. I think you can still see a little bit on the navy, but I can trim that. Okay. What did I do with my pin? I think I just dropped it on the floor. That's the second pin I've dropped in 2 days. Okay, so now I'm going to... Come on. I have my new glasses so I can see these things. I should put them on. Okay, that's better. then get my and of course you can use an office hole punch and seam, a hole reinforcement if you prefer. Okay, and grab these little gray ones. Okay, there we go. And we'll tuck that in there, and I think probably, given everything is blue and gray on this page, that I will just go with a blue seam binding on that. Fumbling with that. Okay, there's that. Okay. And that's a little long. There we go. All right, so just tuck that in there. And I like the way the seam binding sticks up above the top. And let's see, pulling this over, if there's anything else in here. These are kind of big, all of these. There's another one of these. We have that one. We could have two alike. I'd kind of like to add a little color in there. Maybe that one. Yeah, and that one is from the ephemera, so I'm not gonna back this one for now. I may decide to later, but I'm just gonna tuck it in there just to add a little color to this page. One on the front? No, just behind. Okay. And I'm not putting seam binding in there unless I decide to back it, because these are not strong enough to stand up. It'll probably tear if I put one in. Okay, so that goes like that. That goes like that. And then here, what I have is this little piece from the ephemera collection that I thought that I would put here. Or do I want it over here? I guess over here. All right, so let me go ahead, and I am going to just glue along the top. There's that. And I think I'll turn this upside down so I can make sure I'm lining this up with the top of the mat. Put it in a little bit. Just there. All right. And then I don't think I'm going to, because that's too matchy-matchy. These are all big, so they would need to be cut down. But I just want to find something just as a, this is how it would work thing, just like that. And maybe we'll just cut a photo mat. That would be pretty. Let's make a photo mat. So I've got this scrap right here that's close to the right size. Okay, so let's see. That is 5. How about we do a 3 by 5, and maybe we'll put it, horizontally. So how wide is this thing? 4.5, of course. Okay. looks good. Okay, and then we'll put, this is, I cut this, I'm using a scrap so it's a little off. It's 5 1/8. Cut yours 5 1/4 if you have a piece, and it's 3 1/4. And let me grab a couple of pieces to mat that with. Let's see, I have all kinds of scraps and things. And let's see, it's going here, so there's a little red there. This might look pretty with the red, and this is a good size. Because now we do have this side, which is a little more subtle. I think we'll use this side. All right, so let me cut this. That looks better. There, just like that. That looks good. Okay, I like the way that pokes out. Okay, that looks good. And then here, I just have some more cut aparts tucked in there. So let's do that. This is typically how I'll go through and embellish a book, is I'll make like one run through and do some sort of obvious kind of things, and then I'll go back through and do the final finishing touches. Now that one I want on top because I like the way the red picks everything up. And when I say I'll go through and add the finishing touches, that may mean adding some new items. It may mean matting things that I didn't mat on the first way through. You know, it could be just whatever seems like the book needs at that point. This one's going to go in the back. And that just reflects a little bit of the blue that we see over here. Okay. So not too much, just a little. There we go. This we'll get back to, but I do want to put this piece down. We'll probably put something on this pocket. I'm pulling these out. I have this little piece from the ephemera, and I'm just going to put it right there. I'm just going to glue it down completely. It's not a tuck or anything. It's just a little decoration. if you can hear the thundering sound in my house, which sounds like I've got a herd of elephants. It's my two cats. It is very early in the morning right now, and this is one of their favorite playtimes. I'm just going to put that at an angle right like that. Okay, and we'll get back to this page later. And this, I was going to tuck this here because I really quite like this little rooster, and then maybe a little something there. Okay. Okay. And let's see. Try to decide where I want. I think I'll put the bottom of both of the feet and then up around this tail a little bit. Okay. Okay, just like that. And then this will fit there. And of course we're going to decorate that. But for now, we're just going to tuck it there. And make sure I don't glue it in. Okay. Now let's do the side pocket inserts, and then we'll come back through and add any further embellishment and do the cover. So let me pull out these side pocket inserts. Okay, you need 4 of them. Let me set this aside. This is kind of a fancy album, so you could use a fancy corner punch on these, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a 1/2 inch and corner round all 4 corners. Okay. So what I want to do with these is I want to do a border and then a plain piece. So I think for the plain piece, we'll do, let's see. Five and 1/8 by 5 and 1/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, so let's see. Just round 2 corners. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. And I am not inking this. I haven't inked the icicle on any of them throughout. put my piece of white paper down to help me get that on straight, but I think that's okay. Okay. Now, let me see if I have enough icicle to cut 2 more of those. Let's see. Okay, I do not, but I have this light green, so I will use this. Double check my measurement. It's 3.5 by 5 1/8. Okay. So we'll do the other 2 with the green. And I will ink the green. Right, and then we have this one. Looks like I cut this one too short. Oh no, you know what I did? I put it on the wrong side. Let's see if I can get it up. Okay, it's meant to go this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over because I'm going to fully mat the other side of this, so that'll hide that. These are not square, and I just wasn't paying attention and put it in the wrong spot. Okay. There's that. All right, and that glue is already sort of dry, so. All right, now I need a strip for the top of each of these, and that's going to be the same 5 1/8, and we're going to make it 5 1/8 by 1 5/8. Okay, and those are going to be patterned. I brought over my little paper trimmer because I just could not cut something this small on my big one. Okay, so now let's see. Decide where we're going to put these. Sure, I want to put that with the green because it looks so nice with the green. And then this one also has green, so we'll put this one with the green. So that means these 2 are going to go with the white. All right, and they are directional somewhat. The text actually goes this way, but the rooster goes this way. So I cut it so the rooster would be that way. Okay. And let me get my corner rounder. Right, so that's going to go there. That one's going to go there. Let's see which way I want this to face. Way. Not much of it sticks out of the book, so if I put it this way, you're really only going to see this top edge coming out of the book, and I'm okay with that because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to use some tabs, which I have over here. Look for them. There they are. I have these little tabs, so I'm going to put that one that way. this one is going to go like this. Clean up my space a little bit. Okay. All right, let's get these inked and go down. So now we have that, and we need to cut 4 pieces to go on the backs of these. As you can see, they're bending a little, so we definitely want something to sturdy those up. So 5 1/4. So we're going to do 5 1/4 by 5 1/8. I'm sorry I didn't make these square, but I just liked the way they looked better. Originally they were 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, but I just felt like they were too long. Okay, so 5 1/4. What did I say? I've already forgotten what I said. 5 1/8 maybe. 5 1/8 by 5 1/4. Okay. Let me just pick out 4 things and cut them, and I'll be right back. I am back. Cut these, and I don't know how much of this I'll leave in when I'm editing of me cutting those, but I cut this one sideways, so I just trimmed a little off rather than use up any more paper to cut a new one. Okay, so there's our 4 side pocket inserts, and now I would need 8 of these, and I think I only have 6 if I wanted to have them decorative on both sides. So what I could do is cut 2 more just out of the pattern paper, just trace these for the other side, and then I can have decorative tabs on both sides. And I'm going to use this one because it's the more simple shape. Okay, so let's pull that aside. And it doesn't really matter, I don't think, too much what I use. Of course, I immediately picked something up and put it down because I didn't like it. Let's see, I could cut one out of this so it would look good on the back of that one. No, it's going to go this way. I should probably trace these on the back since they need to be mirror imaged. one and that one will be a pair. Okay. And then these two are a pair because they're fancy. Okay. So then I just need one more. So if I do this one and this one on there, or do I want them that matchy? Maybe that one and that one on there. And this one and this one on here. This one and that one on there. Okay, so then I just need something to go with this, and actually that, what's on the back of here? So maybe just this green. Okay, so I cleaned up a little bit here. Now what I need to, I'm going to ink all these, but before I put them on, I need to determine exactly which insert is going where, so that I know where to attach these little tabs. Okay. All right, so we have these sets. Keeping those together. Now let's take a look and see where we want to put these. All right, so this front section is very more blue. Let's see, I don't really... I don't really want to put this there because it's too matchy to the back. So let's, and there's quite a bit of red here, so I feel like we could probably put this one here. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So we'll start with the red one. So then we should use one of these green ones. So I don't want to use this because it's too matchy for that. Well, I said green anyway. No, you know what? I'm going to put this one, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay. All right, so the reason I put that green one there and not back here is because it has the same print as that. So this one will go here. And that means this one is going to go here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I don't want to get these out of order. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now right, so these two are going here, right? And then I forget which one was supposed to go where already. I think, what did I have? I had these two here. These two were there and these two were here. Okay, so this one is going to go at the top, so right about there, and then this one is going to go at the bottom, so right about there, and then these two just need to be sort of like so. Okay, so we'll start with these. Now do I want the dots? Yeah, I want to put the same one on the front, the one that has the place to write. Okay. Slide that up. I'm gonna use this little where it starts to round, come around. I'm gonna use that to line up on the edge. Then I'll put this one on the other side. And that we may want to just touch up with glue, and with ink rather. Okay, so there's one. And then I'm going to go to the last one and put that one at the bottom. And what I'm going to do, which I just realized I should have done, I'm just going to put a little ink on the back, just in case it doesn't line up perfectly and some of it shows. Now these have writing on both sides. I think I'll put the darker one on the front. Are these not the same size? These are not the same size. This one is smaller. Okay. Let me pull that out. Hang on. All right, these are the smaller ones. Oh, and I've already glued it down, so now I'm not going to be able to trace it. Angle is the same, so let me grab all right. Okay. So just make sure when you're doing yours that you trace the right ones. Okay. So what I did, because I couldn't be sure of getting an accurate trace, is I just left the top line a little big. I'll glue them and then I'll just trim it to match. If that makes sense to you. Hopefully it does. I just want to curve that a little nicer. Okay. And I'll re-ink the top after I get it on. just going to come around to this side and just trim that top line to match. Okay. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Okay. Get rid of that one. Okay, so now we have these two. And then we're going to have this one. I think it'll be about half the width of that one. And I'm going to do that one. Oops. I don't think do I have these matched right? Yeah. And that one will be about half the width of that one. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do these one at a time. And, all right. So I'm just going to lay this one right on top of that one. And I'm going to put a little ink on the back of this. And then this one I'm going to place so that it's about halfway down that one. Okay. And what do I do with the other half of this one? There it is. And again, I'm going to put a little ink on the back just in case any of it shows. There's that one. Good. All right, and this one, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to put this one, again, I'm going to ink the back a little bit. There we go. That looked good. Those look great. I love the way they peek out a little bit. If you don't want them sticking out, just tuck them in a little further. But I like things sticking out the edges of my books a little bit. I like that. Okay. Now, let's see. I think it's probably time to do that. However, I'm going to take a little break, clean up a little bit, get some things organized, and then we'll continue.